guys, welcome back to another video. Now, we're going to switch things up a little bit here. I want to talk about obviously the new rig that we have built and just a little bit of the building process and everything involving it. We've been racing on it for almost a couple days, maybe a week, and just thought I'd give you guys my early thoughts and feedbacks on what I have currently at the moment. Now, this is all going to be changing because currently, I'm on the Fanatec Club Sport DD, the 12 Newton meter wheelbase, but we'll be switching to the Simagic Alpha Ultimate U. So I just wanted to kind of give you guys how everything is going right now, as is switching from the Trak Racer TR120S, which is more of an entry level rig, to now the TR120S V2. So I just kind of wanted to tell you guys my configuration that I bought, cost, and any questions you guys may have, be sure to drop it in the comments, and I can try and answer them as best as possible. So let's get into it. All right, so switching up here, you guys can kind of see. Let's get to the right page here. Apologies, I should have had it pulled up already, but we're looking at seats. So now you guys can see here we have the choice between the TR120, and the TR160. I opted for the TR120 obviously because I don't plan on doing any motion platform or anything. Now this could change in the future, but as of right now, it's not currently in the works. So you guys can see here on the TR40S, it's a 40 millimeter aluminum extrusion profile. So it's good for any wheelbases below 10 Newton meters, but obviously if you are going to switch to something above 10 Newton meters, they highly recommend Trak Racer recommends, you get into something a little bit more like TR80 all the way up to the TR160 because the millimeter thickness is going to provide more rigidity to the rig. So let's get into what I bought. I can show you guys my configuration and just how everything is now. The price for this rig right now is $647.10. That does not include shipping, but I believe shipping is now included. It's free. So to get into it, we switched from 40 millimeters in thickness to now 120 millimeter extrusion profile rig. Now we got the metallic blue. So to kind of show you guys what this looks like on screen, it looks phenomenal. Like the pictures don't do this thing any justice whatsoever. Like it looks beautiful in the sunlight of this apartment. It's phenomenal. So now, like I said, currently we are using the TR1, which does come included with the Fanatec side mounts. Now, if you are using the DD1, you will need to you'll have everything that's pretty much good to go with the rig. It comes with two metal spacers, one for each side. But if you're using a Club Sport wheel, you'll have to buy the Club Sport option, which comes with two metal plates to fit on the side, two spacers, metal spacers, and that's where you can run it. Now we have this already from our previous rig, so we just swapped it over to the new rig from the TR40 to the TR120. So no issues there. Now we should have purchased the SimMagic front facing mount, but I went ahead and ordered it ahead of time because I kind of knew that this was going to uh, change over. I knew I was going to switch rigs, so I ordered it ahead of time, and I have the mount. I'm just waiting for the wheelbase and pedals to come. But this is the option, and I did get the aluminum profile with the heel plate. I selected this option as well. We didn't get a seat because we already had the Rally Black Bucket seat that I've been using, and I am using the cockpit mounted single monitor arm mounts that you see for my Samsung Odyssey Neo G9. And that's pretty much it. We didn't get anything crazy with this. I did get the caster wheels because I'm in a single apartment right now, so I like to have it to be able to move around because it is in a tight space with it being in the corner of my living room. So the caster mounted wheels are a huge option. Now you can always go with the floor legs if you want it elevated off the ground. I found it personally easier now because one, I can move the rig wherever I want, and two, I have the option of cleaning underneath the rig. I don't like having a mat underneath. I think it collects dust. We have a cat. That's another option. That's another thing I have to worry about. She's scratching it, and so on and so forth. So, but I think, and also we did get the sim floor, which I think was a waste of money. don't buy it. If you have the 160, it's worth it, but for the 120, I wouldn't buy it because it goes in an awkward place between the pedals and where you are. So I felt like it was kind of sitting on the back of my Achilles, and it was very uncomfortable. Um, so I just personally would not mount it unless there's another place where I can mount it closer to the seat, further back, then I would do that. But so now getting back into it, let's talk about my thoughts and opinions so far. So so far, I feel like this is perfect. Now this is all subject to change again because we are switching wheelbases to a stronger wheelbase. But I think so far this is very, very rigid. I've raced over 10 plus races in this rig so far, and there's not a single creak, not a single flex in movement. And I do have my wheelbase at 100%. Before I was running it at 90%. And there's not a single ounce of movement. My monitor does not shake nearly as bad as it did on the TR40S. So that's a huge, huge, huge win. And now I think that in the past experiences with shipping from Trak Racer, I've had terrible experiences. I think with my TR40S, it came in such bad condition. It looked like a dog mauled through the boxes. It was just insane the amount of damage that was caused on the rig. There were so much scuff marks, and I was worried the same thing that I did purchase this from Trak Racer EU, so from the European store, and I'd paid quite a bit more than what I would have paid to buy it from the US, but because we are living here in the UAE, it is harder to get things. So we just played it safe with a safer option and shifted from there. And it came in about 4 days, 3 days. It was very quick. I was quite shocked, honestly. And the packaging was phenomenal. And I'll throw some pictures up for you guys to see how the packaging was. So that way you can see how everything came. There was no dents, no scratches, no dings, nothing at all. I was very, very shocked. So overall, I think not making this video too long, I think overall, if you guys are looking for a rig or interested in the TR120S and you have any questions, please feel free to ask in the comments or drop me a message on Discord. All my links are in the bio, so if you have any questions, just are in the description. So just reach out and ask because this one was easy to put together, much easier because if you have experience with the aluminum extrusion profiles and putting them together, you shouldn't have any issues. Um, Putting this one together, I think all in all, I started at around 12 p.m. Just after lunch, and I finished around 6. And that includes putting the rig together, mounting the wheel, getting everything adjusted, and majority of it was just rehooking things up. It was just configuration stuff, getting things working how they would have been on the previous rig. So that was no issues whatsoever. But I think all in all, this is a phenomenal rig, and I recommend it highly to anyone that's out there just wanting to switch to a more sturdy aluminum extrusion. Even if you're going from like a tubular and you want to jump into aluminum extrusion profile, I think this is a great price. And I didn't cover the fact that the metallic blue option is about $100 to $200 cheaper than the black option. So that's just something to keep in mind. I wanted to switch it up, so I think the blue looks phenomenal. It's just different on the eyes. I've had three. This is now my third Trak Racer rig, and I think having two previous black rigs was just kind of it was just boring to look at. I think wanted to spice it up. So we got the blue, and I'm aiming at the Optimus Prime build because it is blue and red, and if you see the pictures of it, it's just it's just phenomenal. It just looks good. So we have some other things coming. Like I said, I mentioned the SimMagic wheelbase and SimMagic P1000 pedals that we are getting, and we have a new Stream Deck coming because my Razer Stream Deck stopped working. So just stay tuned for those, and guys, just be on the lookout for more updates. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and like I said, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out, and take it easy, guys. I hope you enjoyed. All right, guys, so switching up to a view of the rig so you guys can kind of see the configuration that I have set up. Now, I think this is obviously comfortable for me, so set your rig up accordingly to what's comfortable for you, but this is what I've found to be best. And you can see the footprint size of the rig, how much space it takes up. It's not any more space than what my TR40 took up. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see you in the next one.